We shall now proceed to the initiation of new members. In order that we may impress upon these candidates the serious, important, and sacred obligations of the American Legion membership, all present will conduct themselves in a manner befitting such ceremony. Sergeant at Arms, please virtually escort those ready for initiation to the floor.
Aye, Commander.
You were privileged to serve your country during wartime. Because of this service, you are today privileged to join the great service organization, the American Legion. Unlike the armed forces in which you served, there is no distinction of rank among us. We are composed of members of every race, religion, occupation, and political conviction. We maintain also strict neutrality on all questions concerning religion, politics, and industrial strife. The American Legion cherishes 4 great principles: justice, freedom, democracy, and loyalty. We are pledged to serve the disabled, the distressed, the widowed, and the orphaned. We are devoted to the cause of service to the community, state, and nation. Are you now ready and willing to obligate yourself as expressed in the preamble to the Constitution of the American Legion? If so, please say, I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am.
All members will stand at attention during the obligation. Raise your right hand and repeat after me in your name where I give mine. I, Jennifer Campbell,
I,
do solemnly pledge
solemnly
to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America,
Constitution of the
United States of America,
to maintain law and order,
to maintain law and order,
to foster and perpetuate
foster and perpetuate
a 100% Americanism,
100% Americanism,
preserve the memories and incidents
Preserve.
of our associations in all wars,
our associations
in all wars,
to inculcate a sense of individual obligation,
Inculcate a sense of individual obligation
to the community, state, and nation,
community, state, and nation,
to combat the autocracy
combat the
autocracy
of both the classes and the masses,
of both the class and the masses,
to make right the master of life,
to make right the master's
master
life,
life,
to promote peace and goodwill on earth,
to promote
and goodwill
on earth,
to safeguard and transmit to posterity
posterity
the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy,
principles of justice, freedom, and democracy,
to consecrate and sanctify
consecrate and sanctify
our comradeship
Our
by our devotion to mutual helpfulness.
by our
our
devotion
devotion to mutual helpfulness.
All of these I pledge myself
I pledge myself
for God and country.
For God and
country.
I am not a member and do not subscribe
I am not a member and do not subscribe
to the principles of any group
to the principles of
any group
opposed to our form of government.
opposed to our form of government.
You may lower your hand. All right, the adjutant can go ahead and mute everyone. And the chaplain will now explain the emblem of the American Legion. Members may be seated.
There, behind our commander's background, shines the emblem of the American Legion, your badge of distinction. honor and service. It stands for God and country and the highest rights of men and women. Of its several parts, each have a meaning. The rays of the sun that form the background stand for the principles of the American Legion. Justice, freedom, democracy, and loyalty will dispel the darkness of violence, strife, and evil. The 2 gold rings around the field of blue, bearing our name, typify 2 of our 4 main objectives: rehabilitation of our sick and disabled veterans, and the care for the children and youth of America. Within the rings is placed a wreath for remembrance of those who died so that liberty might live. Upon the wreath is set a star, reflecting the glory of victory and promising to the world the perpetuation of the cardinal principles of the American Legion. Set upon the star are 2 bronze rings, which represent the other 2 of our main objectives: a deep and abiding spirit of Americanism and service to the community, state, and nation. The inscription demands that the wearer shall ever guard the sanctity of home, of country, and of free institutions.
I am so pleased to be the first to welcome you to the American Legion and to Post 43. Now go ahead and salute your comrades. The Hollywood American Legion the American Legion is a 100-year-old institution, and we have a distinguished history and tradition within this post, and you are now a part of that history and that family, so welcome. The American Legion pioneered the development of the VA, the GI Bill, and continues to advocate for veterans' rights. It's incumbent upon you to continue that service and to wear your Post 43 cover with pride. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to the Sergeant at Arms, who will call you off individually to introduce yourself and what you did in the military, what you do now, and how you heard about Post 43.
Commander, point of order. I'd like all the new members to please put on their caps.
Oh, thank you. Yes, this is normally the time where we would come by and welcome you and shake your hand. So thank you, Quentin.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to start off at the top with Mr. Frederick Morgan. Please introduce yourself. Let us know which branch of service, how you found out about the post, and what brings you here.
Yeah, I'm an Air Force veteran. I'm retired Air Force with 27 years of service. I live in Colorado Springs. I joined the chapter a year ago, but was never able to get through the process, so I'm happy to do that. My career field was public affairs. Thank you.
And he's my dad.
And yes, that is Assistant Sergeant Arm Mylan Morgan's father. Welcome.
Next, I'd like to introduce Mark and Terry Phillips.
Mark Phillips, spent 5 years in the Marines, enlisted, infantry, and aviation electronics, 15 years in the Army, airborne infantry quartermaster, acquisition corps, retiring in 2007, independent producer and defense contractor. My lovely wife, Terry.
I was in the Army National Guard as an admin, working with that, and stayed in that almost 10 years, and then got out and followed him around the rest of the career.
Wonderful. And how did you guys hear about Post 43?
Oh, sorry, Karen Correct.
Excellent, welcome.
Thank
Next,
you.
I'd like to introduce Myron G.
Myron G, U.S. Army medic. I'm a retired high school principal. I was searching for a Legion to join, and I was looking at Hollywood, and I was looking at the Battleship 56, and I decided on Hollywood.
Good call.
You chose well, sir.
Yes, yes. Welcome. Next, I'd like to introduce Mia Rivera.
My name is Mia Rivera, and I was in the U.S. Army. I was a combat medic, and I'm so excited to be with you all today and to officially be a member of Post 43. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Mia. How did you hear about 43?
I actually did some training videos for American Legion with Jarek and Michael Hilmstead many moons ago. And that's how I first, and then through VME and different things, I became more familiar, and I just wanted to be one of you. And thank you for the honor.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Next, I'd like to introduce Len McLeod.
Hi, everybody. So I was in the Army from 74 to 80. I was an MP, got out, did 30 years in law enforcement, and then decided to come in entertainment. Go figure, right? It's all the same. I actually a transfer member from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, post number 3, where I was for 2 years. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, we talked about this, Jeff. You're a troll and I'm a youper. Anyway, so I used to drive by the post all the time going to the studio down in West Hollywood. So I'm very proud to be a member here. It's a very historic post, and I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you, Len.
Welcome.
Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Rick Ward.
Yeah, 23 years in the Air Force, half active duty, half reserves. In the late 80s, I was a security policeman pretty much the whole time at Phoenix Raven after 9/11. But in the late 80s, I was stationed at the Air Force Academy, and I was a patrolman and an accident investigator. And we had a Explorer program for high school kids. So once in a while, I had to drag this kid around, and his name was Mylan Morgan. And lo and behold, years later at Edwards Air Force Base, I ran into him active duty as a tech sergeant, and here I am. The rest is history. So thanks for having me. I'm excited about being a member, being an active member, and about the post.
Welcome.
Welcome, Rick, and thanks, Mylan. Next, I'd like to introduce Yusuf Nash.
Hi, my name is Yusuf Nash. I was in the Air Force. I was a nuclear missile operator. Then I transferred to drug testing program administration. See, right now I'm currently trying to be a screenwriter. That's why I'm out here in North Hollywood. And I heard about this program from a good friend of mine, Sydney Hoffner. We both went through the Writers Guild Britain's Writers Workshop together, and she talked a lot about this place, and I like to be something that's part of history as well. Yeah.
Welcome, Yusuf.
Welcome, welcome. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Josh Epstein.
Hello, my name is Josh Epstein. I served in 182 Aviation as an Apache aircraft crewman and ran the orderly room for my unit. I learned about Legion from my dear lifelong friend Adam Miller, who's been pestering me since I moved to California 3 years ago to join, and I apologize that it took so long. I'm as well very honored to be here, and I look forward to being of service in any way I can.
Welcome.
Welcome, Josh, and thank you, Adam. Next, I'd like to introduce Ms. Robin Cote.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to meet everyone. My name is Robin Cody, and I was in the military, the U.S. Navy, for 8 years, and I served as a hospital corpsman. I am currently a student at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and I'll graduate with my Bachelor's of Arts degree in Creative Industry Studies with an emphasis on graphic design this fall. And I'm currently in the process of developing my own magazine, which is Indigenous focused. So I'm Native American, and I'm just trying to bridge some gaps in the industry. That's my mission. And I heard about the Legion through a friend of mine I met in beauty school by the name of Sean Howard. He's also a member of the Hollywood Legion. So.
Wonderful. Thank you and welcome.
Wonderful. Great. Welcome. Next, I'd like to introduce Connie Ramirez.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here. So I was in the Army for 5 years at Fort Campbell. Yay. And I was in communications, 25 uniform. And I got out, and my husband and I moved to here in California. I heard about the American Legion through my husband. He heard about it, I guess, through school, right?
Steve Hartfield.
Oh, Steve Hartfield, who was also a member of the American Legion. And I'm also going to the Los Angeles Film School in Hollywood for animation visual effects.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Excellent. Next, I'd like to introduce Alex Crisea.
Hi, everyone. So glad to be part of Post 43 finally. My name is Alex Crisea. I served in the U.S. Marines, get some, in the intelligence community as a combat cameraman, always knowing that one day I would end up in film and TV, so I thought it would be a good start to start off there. After college in San Francisco, I've been down in LA for 10 years now. I'm a partner at a literary management firm where I represent writers and directors and companies. And I'd heard about Post 43 American Legion more than a couple times from some friends. I was always looking for more people that were in the military that are now a part of the Hollywood system, because I've always thought that it was lacking, especially in the business side. And I kept hear about it more and more. And then one of my best friends, who's also a client, just had joined the Sons of Legionnaire Post 43 and dragged me along. And I just thought, it was time. So I'm really glad to be here. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for doing this on Zoom.
Welcome.
Welcome, Alex. Welcome to our post. Next, I'd like to introduce Mark Vasquez.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Excellent. My name is Mark Anthony Vasquez. I served in the U.S. Army. A military resume. I started as Naval Junior ROTC in high school, and I attended a mini boot camp for the U.S. Marine Corps in Paris Island at 16, and absolutely fell in love with it. At 18, on my own, without my parents' knowledge, I joined the U.S. Army, and I joined infantry. I served in Georgia. I went to Fort Benning, Fort Stewart. I got out to go to college and become an officer, and the Hollywood bug took a hold of me. I am an actor. I'm an action actor. I'm a stuntman. I'm a producer, and now, unfortunately, I have to start directing. I look forward to serving at Post 43. I have too many friends to list over there that belong to the Post, but one that stands out that encouraged me time and time again to join is Carl Reisinger. I'm sure you all know who Carl is. He is an associate. He's a friend. He's a coworker. He is just one amazing individual. And again, Alan Petronewski, the list goes on and on and on. So whatever I can do, I'm here to help, to serve, to be a part of the community. And thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome, Mark. Welcome. I would like to now welcome Mark Weber.
Hello, Mark Weber. I was a Vietnam vet. Spent my time up in the Highlands, and after with the 5th SF, after I got out of the Army, went back to school and wound up in doing sound and audio and television production. I retired from that, and I've been enjoying my retirement, and my friend Lester Wisbrod, who lives walking distance from the Post, took me over, and he suggested that I join, and it seems like a good way to meet veterans. I enjoy veterans, enjoy talking with veterans, and so I'm looking forward to being a member.
Fantastic. Welcome. So glad to have you here, and welcome home, sir.
Welcome, Mark. Next, I'd like to introduce Jesus Vega.
Hello, my name is Jesus Vega. I did 4 years active duty in the Navy as a gas turbine mechanic on the hovercrafts out in Camp Pendleton, and I did 8 years as a reservist as an aviation mechanic off of the aircraft carrier crews out in Alameda. Currently, I'm a special ed teacher, and I'm a traveling itinerant power plant operator. And I heard about the Post when I went to the Hollywood Bowl. I saw the building, and curiosity hit me, and I went to visit, and I wanted to join.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Welcome. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Juan Gutierrez.
Hi, my name is Juan Gutierrez. I did 12 years in the Army as military police. I was active duty, and then I got out, joined the reserves, Air Force, health services, and then I changed my FSC to education and training, and finishing my reserve time. I got 4 more years to go, and then I'll be done with it. How did I find out about the post? I think it was last year when during New Year's I passed by and I said, that's a pretty nice location for American Legion. And ever since then, I kind of wanted to join the Hollywood Post.
Fantastic. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. And last but not least, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jeremy Frick.
Great. So my name is Jeremy Fricky, active duty 8 years in the Marine Corps, CBRN. I got out, went to USC. Now I work at City of Hope. I do lung cancer research. I found out about the post from Justin Graber. I went to USC with him, so I'm looking forward to being part of the post.
Fantastic. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Did we get it? Did we get everyone? We didn't miss anyone, did we?
No, we did not, Commander.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Quentin. And again, welcome. I'm so happy that we can continue to bring veterans in to the post and continue our comradeship and our fellowship during a time where we can't physically meet. And, you know, I hope that changes soon, but until then, welcome. And just to give a piece of advice, get involved. You know, view the meetings, but jump on the Zoom meetings. We have a very strong presence on a members page for Facebook. You know, we do a lot of things, engage in the newsletter. We have virtual bar nights, you know, introduce yourself and get to know people. So again, welcome, and we look forward to seeing so much more of you. And thank you to Quentin Farina, our Sergeant at Arms, Chaplain Donna Calloway, our Adjutant Diana Wilson, and of course our Second Vice Commander Jeff Daly for representing us here. And big special thank you today for Mylan Morgan, who brought in 2 people, and wonderful to have that family connection. So another first for Post 43, and thank you all for being with us today.